Okay, well, you saw the intro here, the intro shot that I did of this medical mission that they had down in Antique. And I want to let you know what's going on with us right now. On the way back from Bacolod, Gail and I met a nice fellow that does medical missions around the Philippines, or actually through the Visayas. And they do the cleft palate surgeries, and they organize it. And we had a meeting with John Corey, who is the man that we met on the ferry, and then yesterday we had a meeting with Larry Malley, who is the founder of the Medical Mission Matters group. And the last mission that they did down in Ormoc City, they handled 185 patients back in February. We've got another one coming up here soon in San Jose. They're fixing to load up their gear in a couple of weeks, and he's invited us to come along. We spent a couple, 3 hours with him yesterday. Had a great afternoon, great talk, and it's kind of given me a lot of things to you know, you guys wanted us on the road trips. Let me back up a little bit. You guys wanted me to do some road trips. And with this organization, it looks like that there's a need for Gail and I to get out on the motorcycle, make these road trips for you, go into these remote villages and through the mountain roads and find the cleft palate people. And we call that a face, what did they call it? A face find?
Yeah.
It's something like a face find, where we go through and we meet with the midwives, we meet with the barangay captains, we meet with the locals in the city, we meet with the truck drivers. And I think they call that like a face find, looking for cleft palate patients. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you 4 minutes and 30 seconds of photographs from their Ormoc City mission. And what you're going to see in that mission is the work that they did at the hospital, working on 185 patients. And there's a lot more people around there, and that's the parents, and that's the parents and the guardians of the children. They take care of the feeding, they take care of the transportation, they pre-screen them, they deworm them. And in America, I know that probably sounds real bad, but the majority of the people, or a lot of the people, especially those in poverty, have got worms. And they've got a whole host of bad worms, half a dozen of them. Well, these people that go out, and maybe Gail and I are fixing to do some of these face finders. We're going to go out and find these people. We're going to go up through the mountains. We'll be with the NPA, and they're very friendly for those that come in and try to help their people. And Larry has been stopped by them, and no problem. But we're looking at maybe doing at least one mission with them to try it, see how we like it. We've been invited to the San Jose mission, which is going to be happening, I think, next month. Is that right? Next month?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
But there's two parts of this. There's two parts of this story when you're talking about working on and helping cleft palate people. You've got those. You've got the surgery. You're going to see. I want every one of you guys to watch the last of this video, because I've already done the slides, and I'm going to tie it in with this interview. And the hard, both parts are hard. This whole thing, to put everything together, is very, very difficult. And what you're going to see in the last half is when we've got all the patients down and they're being fed and they're being worked on, they're being cared for, the surgery. There's some shots in there, the after surgery. I've had to go through all of their websites and stuff and all their little contacts and links to get these photographs for you and put it together to let you see the group. I think there's a medical doctor and his wife are both on charge on the team. But the hardest part is getting the patients, because they're too proud, or the parents are too proud, or the parents are too broke, or too ashamed, and they don't want the kids to go down there. So they want the kids to live in the mountains like they are for the rest of their life. And what Larry's doing, and you'll see a couple of clips of him on the motorcycles and going down, we go out there, they go out there, and they go through the mountains, and they carry somebody like Gail with them, who can speak the language, and encourage them to get the surgery done. The Medical Mission Matters, they provide the transportation, the food, the cost, the room, yeah, the rooms to keep them in. And they're sponsored by a company called SinileTrain. It's an international organization. But it's difficult to get try to find the patients. So we have to manually go out there, they have to manually go out there on the motorcycles, because you're not going to do it by a car where these people are located. And they go out there and they meet with the people, they talk to them, they encourage them to go. Sometimes they have to go back 2 or 3 times to get the people to actually show up when the medical mission is in their city. Now, what sets this guy apart, this group apart, Medical Missions Matters apart from the rest of them? They don't have the right tools and the right, they don't do things and like Larry would like to see it done. So Larry branched out, started his own service a couple of years ago, bought his own equipment with his own money. And in order to qualify for Smiles International or SinileTrain to pay for the surgeries, he had to buy his own equipment that met their basic minimum needs, which is something that most of the hospitals don't have. Now I know that Larry has donated some of his own equipment and bought new equipment to the hospitals when they get through, including TVs and some other stuff, some monitors for some of the patient equipment. So Larry's done all this. Larry, by the way, back up a little bit. Larry is a retired Miami-Dade police officer for many, many years, and he came over here and he decided he needed to still do something. So he got involved with this 8, 9 years ago. So many of the people, so many of the potential patients were not getting treated. They would go through the screening and they weren't dewormed. So the test came up negative. So they were kicked away. Another one come up, test was negative. They were kicked away. So all of these people coming in, and just from what our conversation went last night, 50, 60 people come in and there's only 10% of them that were going to get surgery out of 50. And maybe, numbers accordingly to 100. So a certain percentage just were thrown away or kicked out because they weren't dewormed, they might have had TB and they didn't get treated for that, so they couldn't qualify for the surgery because they have to anesthesia and they have to meet all these requirements. So Larry has a full-time staff here. Another important thing for these people is when they get through and they do the surgery and they treat all these people and they do the surgeries and they send them home, they make sure that everybody has follow-up visits. The good thing about Medical Mission Matters is they're here. They live here. We live here. I mean, he's been here for many, many years. And we send a team of doctors around and they go around and they do all the follow-ups. And they pull the sutures out, primarily funded by SinileTrain International, which gets donations from other people around the world for this particular cause, and I think it's incredible. I don't know what we're going to be able to do for them, but I just this is kind of an introduction video for them, something that we've run across that we want to be a part of. We might be there in San Jose in the next month. Larry's mentioned to us about maybe doing a motorcycle trip to try to help find some patients. We're interested in doing that. In a couple of weeks, he's going to load up his gear, all of his medical equipment. I mean, Larry has bought all of his X-ray machines, I mean, not the X-rays, but all the anesthesia machines and all the oxygen machines, even the little stands to hold the IV. I mean, they have bought everything because they have to have a certain amount of equipment in order to get funded. And so every time they have a mission, they ship all of this stuff to each hospital in whatever city that they're going to be located in. And when we call it a mission, it's not like something that's sitting out in the field. Like you got a little NEPA hut, and then everybody, the patients and the doctors worked under NEPA hut with the mosquitoes and the flies. No. That's not the way it is. They all go to a hospital. This is all set up in a hospital setting. Larry sets up his equipment. They set all the equipment up in the operating room. They've got several doctors there that work on them, and everything from categories 1 through 4. So everything's done in a hospital environment with this better than standard equipment here in the Philippines that Larry's had to come out of pocket for, and he's glad to do it. So this video, we're not asking for any money. this is kind of an introduction to let you know what we've recently got involved with. We talked about, again, we met John Corey, who works with Larry, on a ferry coming back from Bacola when we took our little 2-day trip over to the Bacola ruins and met our subscriber. So everything has a reason. Everything evolves, okay, you know, for a reason. And we met him. Now we've met Larry, and now we're getting ourselves, or might be involved with, helping all these children and adults. But at the end of this video, when you get through with this, I want you to watch. I just put together all these clips with a little bit of music, kind of make it a little better. But I want you to watch all this stuff, and we'd like some feedback. You know, what do you guys think? You want to help? They do have a donation 501 or 503 donation site. You know, 501 set up in America with the U.S. government and the Philippines. And Larry's been called with the governor's. Actually, he was at the governor's office yesterday. So they're tightly bonded with both countries. They're a good, legitimate corporation, organization. I'm not sure it's a corporation. Yeah, but they do a lot of good, and I think you're going to see that in the clips when you see it. Not asking for donations, not asking for a pat on the back. This doesn't take much to put this video out. This is a shout out for medical missions, and we just want to present. We want to reach out and touch more people. I've got a lot of subscribers, both in America and here in the Philippines, and I think I'm seen right now in about 170 countries, which I didn't even have any idea there were that many countries. I get 1,100,000 right now, 1,100,000 minutes of video watched every month, and so hopefully we can reach out and touch a few more hearts about something like this, something so important like this. And this is not a group that's, you know, that are just here for one mission to work on 10 or 12 children. That this is full-time dedication, and Larry works very, very hard at it. He's got a group of doctors that he works with, as well as a lot of volunteers and traffic. I mean, the vans, they transport the people to and from everywhere, take them back.
Back and forth. Back and forth.
Yeah, everywhere.
They call it Operation You Home. So You Home is a smile of our Operation Smile for kids that needs a help.
And adults. You'll see some of the photographs in the clips that follow. There's some adults that have been helped. Now we're going to do what we can to be a part of it. Again, we're not asking for donations. I will put a link. Let me follow up with this. I will put links. I've got a PDF file of one of their latest brochures that they've done. It's going to be linked back to my website, so I'm going to put the links down in the description area. I'm going to have a link to their medicalmissions.org website, and I'll have probably 2 or 3 links in there. Okay, check out those links. Check out Larry's site, Larry Malley, John Corey. Check out Medical Missions, and follow along, because we may be giving you some of those videos that you guys have really been begging for. Get out on the road, Mike. We want to see you on the road and on the motorcycle. We like seeing you out in the barangays and the provinces, and they want to see the real Philippines. So we're going to be doing some of that, maybe. No promises, I'm just letting you know. Just again, this is a shout out for the Medical Missions group, and we're really proud of them. Proud to see what they've been doing here. So I'll have some follow-ups in the coming days and the coming weeks, and I'm looking forward to working with them, because it's so inspiring to see these people and all the work. So thank you guys for riding along in another chapter of My Philippine Journey with Mike and Gail. Thank you. Bye-bye.